Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well. Please do smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. If you haven't already, because a few of you will watch this who don't watch the show at 6 o'clock, tune into White Rose Rivals. You will not be disappointed. Yorkshire-based football podcast. Make sure you join us for that live at 6 p.m. Today's video, though, we're going to be talking about goalkeepers. Of course, Leeds United on the cusp of promotion to the Premier League. Ought to have got us getting 99 points. Everyone outside of Leeds United. I've even had a comment recently on a video saying it's quite funny watching Leeds United fans squirm, but you are going up, and that's from a West Brom fan. I think only us are concerned, and I get it. It's years of, absolute shit shows, but that's not going to happen this season. Now, of course, we're seeing a lot of reports over the last week or so linking us to goalkeepers, talking about Meslier, etc. Why is that? Well, maybe the wheels are getting set in motion because literally, folks, we're about 2 months away from the season being done and Leeds United being promoted. I'm not confident. It is what it is. So Leeds United, and even if we don't get, which we will, they'll still be looking at different avenues. Now, goalkeeper situation, Ilan Meslier, will he or won't he play for Leeds United in the Premier League? I think if you were to do a poll, 95% of people would say it's time for a break. It's time for a break. Maybe he goes back to France. Well, Manchester United were linked to Ilan Meslier for quite some time. They've sent scouts to watch him, etc. Issues with Amadou Onana. Remember, Chelsea looked at Meslier in the past as well. He's young. Certain stats, in terms of getting the Golden Glove, etc., work in his favour. However, it looks now, according to reports, and I didn't think it would ever happen anyway, that Manchester United have made a decision and said, we are not going to move on Ilan Meslier. It'd be a madness, I can't lie to you, if they went and signed him. They're a basket case club. This shit, it's great to see. But, yeah, maybe Onana's actually worse than Meslier, but even still, it doesn't make sense. I think if Meslier is to leave, it will be to another league, if I'm honest, and maybe a return back to France. One goalkeeper who was at Leeds United previously and returned back to his native land has done well, and I could see Leeds United going there, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do, let's move on to two named targets. Okay, we've been linked to Aaron Ramsdale. All right, Aaron Ramsdale, I'm quite surprised. I see a lot of Leeds United fans potentially don't want Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale has many relegations on his CV. I remember Leeds United were linked to him previously when Bournemouth were having their issues. When they got relegated, obviously, they came back up with Scott Parker, and Leeds United have looked. If you remember, Bielsa actually went to one of their games on a scouting mission. Anyway, Arsenal were doing the same, obviously, and Arsenal signed him for like 30 million or whatever it was, and everyone going, oh my God, this is a basket case. Aaron Ramsdale had a very good season at Arsenal. Of course, they've improved and gone and got Raya, but Raya is a better keeper. And if you want to win Premier Leagues, you've got to do that, right? Aaron Ramsdale is not a bad goalkeeper. Just because he's having a poor... I've not actually watched much of Southampton, but the defence, the team in front of him, is absolutely whack. We should never, ever, as a fan base, write someone off because they were in a side that was relegated. You've just to look at Jadon Bogle, for example. What a player. Look at how Tanaka was playing in the second division of Germany. Again, what a player. I always use this as an example because I remember having these same conversations when talking about Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher was just recently playing in the Champions League round of 16 for Atleti against Real Madrid and was captain at Chelsea after a season at Crystal Palace where Leeds United competed for his signature at that time, if you remember. And people was like, no, we don't want him. He's been relegated. He's rubbish. Football doesn't work like that. You have ballers within poor sides. We've had ballers within our side. Look at Rafinha. He's now setting up for a Ballon d'Or. You know what I mean? And he was in relegation threat in Leeds United. So we should never do that. Now, would I sign Ramsdale? I'd be on board with it. I like Ramsdale. I think his personality fits like a hand does in a glove when it comes to Leeds United, if you want my honest opinion. However, it is being reported that Chelsea are targeting him. Chelsea are also targeting another goalkeeper we're going to be speaking about. Chelsea have Sanchez, they have Jorgensen. They're not going great. They may look at a new keeper. They have to, right? Like, the thing is with Chelsea, for them to spend over $1 billion And not have a 9 and a goalkeeper is a madness. It's a madness what they're doing there. Moneyball, innit? It's not actually. And listen, I don't like Chelsea. I'm not too keen on the fans. We have a rivalry, etc. But I sort of understand why they're protesting, because it's like, you can spend all the money in the world, but if you're not getting us the positions that was crying out for, what does it even matter? You know what I mean? I can go splash out on great stuff in my house, but if my toilet's not working, what's the point? Go fix the toilet. Do you know what I mean? Oh, but I've got a nice front room and a great bed. Yeah, but your house stinks of shit because your toilet's broke. It's that kind of vibe, you know? So apparently they're looking at Ramsdale and tried to sign Ramsdale before he went to Southampton. But Ramsdale wanted to play. That is always a good mindset for me. Ramsdale said before he signed for Southampton, so many goalkeepers at Chelsea, don't want another situation like he had at Arsenal. I'll go play for Southampton on the South Coast, having been down there with Bournemouth, etc. That shows the right mentality for me, first and foremost. So I'd be on board with Ramsdale. How much would it cost? I'm not too sure, but it's going to be in Leeds United's ballpark. So I'd actually be on board with Ramsdale. Another goalkeeper, which I think a lot of Leeds United fans would prefer over any target we've been linked to, of course, is Caoimhin Kelleher, the Irish international, the Republic of Ireland international. He's number 2 at Anfield. He's come in this season when Alisson Becker, who, wow, what a goalkeeper. If you watched that PSG game last night, what a performance. When he was injured, he's done really well. I think he made one error where he let it go over his head in one of the cups. I remember it might be the Champions League. I'm not too sure. But he's a top-level goalkeeper. Now, originally, when there was talks of him potentially leaving Liverpool, you're looking at around about 30 to 40 million. That's what they want. I heard some fans say 50 on a show that I watch, which I think's wild. But the thing is, Kelleher doesn't have a future at Liverpool. I think the fact that they've already signed Mamardashvili, the Georgian goalkeeper, who's currently on loan at the club that they bought him from, I think, is it Valencia? It's someone in La Liga. I think Alisson, a lot like we're seeing the Premier League players of a certain age now looking to go to Saudi, I think he could potentially leave to Saudi, get that bag before you finish. I understand it. Mamardashvili comes in, Kelleher's still number 2. Now Chelsea have also been linked to him because they love that Moneyball approach. He's 26, he's still a great age. Also, Nottingham Forest inquired about him in the summer, just gone, when they said no, but obviously that'll change. Kelleher will want to play. I just think, as much as I'd like Kelleher, there are going to be too many eggs in that basket. We're not going to be able to compete for the signature of Caoimhin Kelleher. Just don't see it happening, unfortunately, for Leeds United. Even Nottingham Forest, who are on the cusp of European football, will get him over us. Their goalkeeper sells. He might have had a good season, but he ain't the one. He ain't the one. And Nottingham Forest fans, majority of them will tell you that. I bet they could kill for a Keylor Navas back. Maybe we could go get Keylor Navas. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Kelleher would like. Now, according to reports by the Mirror, who originally had put out the report about the 40 million, they're saying apparently Liverpool have slashed that in half and he could be available for as little as 20 million. Well, if his price tag has been slashed in half, then even more eggs enter that basket. So Leeds United won't be able to sign Kelleher. Not for me. I'd be very surprised if it happened. And then just a bit of a curveball I just want to throw in here, because Leeds United, will they, won't they sell Meslier? I want to know in the chat. But a goalkeeper that used to play for Leeds United, that is currently at Napoli, had a great season at Cagliari previously, Elliot Capriel. Capriel over in Serie A could be the answer for Leeds United. Capriel left Leeds United. He's had a great time in Italy. Obviously played for the under-21s, was with our development squad from Leeds United, as I said, went to Ora, Pro Pataria, Bari, then Empoli, Cagliari on loan, and now is at Napoli. But he is the number 2 at Napoli. And to be honest, he's played around about 4 games at a push in terms of actual minutes. He's going to be available. He's played at Leeds United. He's familiar with the football club. It should be a decent price. Currently valued at around about €6 million on Transfermarkt. So I think, look, as much as I'd like Ramsdale and Kelleher, I think they're very expensive. There are targets out there. We've got one there who's not playing in Italy after having a good time at certain clubs. Empoli, having a good time at Bari. Gets a move to Cagliari. Now's at Napoli. But he's number 2. He'll want to play. He's still of a very decent age, and he's played for Leeds United or been at the club previously. He is just 23. maybe there's a chance you can go and take him from Napoli. I know they're second in the league, but he's not playing. So that's my curveball. Maybe Elia Capriel could come back to Leeds United. And maybe that's the kind of targets that Leeds United will look at in terms of the goalkeeping position. Because the ones already playing their trade in the Premier League will be very expensive, or will have too many suitors and Leeds United won't be able to compete. So that's my thoughts on the current goalkeeping situation. I do have this little fear right in the pit of my stomach that Ilan Meslier may stay. And it won't be a good look in the Premier League. Trust and believe. Unfortunately, because I do like him. I do actually like him, but he's not the one. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the goalkeeping situation. Smash me a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in. Hit that notification bell. And please, 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 you won't be disappointed. Join us for the White Rose Rivals at 6 p.m. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.